Hi, Kevin Henry of Dental Assisting Digest. I'm here today in Florida with my good friend Teresa Duncan. And Teresa's a frequent contributor to Dental Assisting Digest, and you've seen me interview her and seen some of her writings. So we're going to talk a little bit today about documentation and some of the things that you need to know from this point moving forward, because things are really changing a little bit.
Things are changing very much. There was a council that was formed to create these diagnosis codes called SNODENT. And SNODENT came about and then it kind of went away, and now it's coming back. And why it's important to everyone to know, for everyone to know about SNODENT, is that we're going to start using diagnosis codes in dentistry. And why that's important with documentation, and I heard you talking to Christine about documentation. It's very important about how we're writing down in the charts what kind of medical history our patients are presenting to us. The reason is that if somebody comes in and they're diabetic, they're probably taking medication that's affecting their whole system, which then affects, of course, the oral health.
Sure.
So in the future, we'll be not only writing down that we've done a prophy or that we've done scaling and root planing, we'll also be attaching a diagnosis code to that procedure code indicating why it needed to be done and what current health issues this person has. Now in dentistry, that's totally different from the medical field. The medical field, they've been doing this for years. They can't submit a claim without a diagnosis. So in the dental field, we've really been submitting claims on what we do, not on what we see as a whole. And that's going to change very quickly.
Okay. So SNODENT, are people going to be ready for this? I mean,
you know, I want them to be ready, and I'm going to do my best to get people ready. I know that I'm talking about it in my lectures. Patty DeGangi talks about it in her lectures. Christine certainly talks about it in her lectures. There's not a lot of information out there yet on how it's going to be structured and exactly what the codes are yet, but they've reconvened and the council is definitely moving ahead. And you know, our healthcare landscape is changing.
Right.
So dentistry is going to come right along with that. So I guess the reason why it's important for documentation is that if you're now not asking all of these questions, when the time comes to actually put a diagnosis code onto the claim, you may not have enough information to do that. So what I'm asking in my classes is to start gathering all of this information. Okay. Start making sure your records are complete, and so that you have a history of the patient's health. So when this SNODENT comes into effect, you're ready for it. So
somebody's watching this and they're like, okay, how do I get started? Where do I find more information about the steps I need to take to get ready for SNODENT to come?
Well, right now what you can do is just begin documenting correctly, documenting completely. There's not a lot of information that's been released yet, and you know, we stay up on it. Their ADA website updates it, but it's kind of hidden in there. It's not really released. It's part of minute notes, and you know, dental geeks like me and Christine and Patty, we go and read those things. So we'll keep our audiences updated, and certainly readers of my blog get updated with that information also.
Okay. And what's that blog address?
Thank you for asking, Kevin.
Of course.
It's www.thedentalimplantblog.com.
Okay. That's a great resource, it really is. So tell me about some meetings, some projects that you've got in the works, and things that our viewers might want to know about.
Okay. The ADIA, the Association of Dental Implant Auxiliaries, which is a very good friend of Penwell, and we love Penwell. We're going to be meeting in Philly in May, and I'd love for you to come out. It's May 8th through 10th, so come and see us. And it will be at Yankee next year, speaking on insurance issues. So come see me then, mark it in your calendars. And one very cool project that we're working on, and I say cool because it's near and dear to our heart. My good friend Christine Taxon and I are writing what is called the Ultimate Office Planner. And it's going to be basically a monthly guide of how you can run your practice. Because if you go to a course, sometimes you get completely overwhelmed and you come home and you try to implement things and then it just goes away. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it a subscription-based product, and so every month you're going to get updates and reminders. And we're hoping that on a basis like that, it's more implementable than just a one-shot deal.
Okay.
So you'll be hearing about that when it comes out.
Cool. Very cool. And just so you know who are watching this video, Teresa mentioned the ADIA and how we are very good friends with them. And you can look at the bottom of the newsletter and you'll see a whole section that comes straight from Lynn Mortilla, Teresa, some of the great writers that are affiliated with this organization, because we are their official newsletter, and we're certainly glad to have a partnership with them and to help you move forward with implants. So.
Oh, and one other one. ADOM, yes. The Association of Office Managers, American Association of Dental Office Managers, their annual meeting is in Vegas this year in October.
Vegas.
And we'll be there. We'll be there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and if you're not a member of ADOM, I can't tell you how valuable it is. They have a member forum that you can submit questions to and get answers that day from other fellow office managers. It's been priceless, and the atmosphere at these meetings, it's incredible. So any office managers out there, get involved because you'll love it.
Okay. All right. Thanks. And we look forward to seeing all the good stuff you got coming down the pike.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks.